Of course, more details in the course of the day, definitely right here on KTN News. Let's move on. Health Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has requested the National Assembly to allow him to appear before it this afternoon. He's expected to explain how the controversial World Bank COVID-19 pandemic funds have been spent so far. Patrick Amimo with those details.
A task force on COVID-19 pandemic at the Ministry of Health has rolled out a multi-billion shillings budget to control the spread of the virus. The budget is meant to last 6 months of operations up to September 2020. According to a report tabled in Parliament last week, the task force projects that Kenya will have 50,000 cases of COVID-19 by September 2020, with approximately 1,000 COVID-19 patients placed under critical care. Mass testing started this month.
The targeted testing is meant to help identify and isolate the infected in order to prevent further transmission. And there's no way we can be able to fight this virus if we do not know where the virus is. And therefore, we continue to urge you Kenyans in these areas to willingly come forward and be tested.
We need to look at our quarantine policy because the numbers soon will be huge, and possibly look at even home-based care.
A breakdown on how the government spent 1.3 billion shillings from the World Bank Group under the Kenya COVID-19 Emergency Response Project has raised eyebrows. Members now want a detailed report on funds received from individuals, corporates and multilateral organizations in the last 2 months and how it was distributed at the national level and counties.
It is always good to put things in perspective, so that when you put a figure, it is a figure, and to ask yourself, is this a figure for a month? Is this a figure for 6 months?
When he appears before the committee, members will be seeking explanation on how 42 million shillings was spent within a month to hire 15 ambulances. Members will also want to know how 12.5 million shillings was paid upfront for accommodation of 30 health workers needing quarantine for 90 days. Kagwe will also be required to explain how the 500 staff who have so far spent 2 million shillings of airtime from the budgeted 6 million shillings up to June 30th were identified. Members will also seek answers from Kagwe on the rate of consumption of tea and snacks that has seen 4 million shillings spent in 40 days out of the 10 million shillings budget. These are some of the items on the list of questionable spending of the World Bank kitty. Kagwe will also be required to reveal sources of funding to the ministry for COVID-19 pandemic and a breakdown for each donation. Members will also want to know how the medical equipment and kits by the national government has been distributed to each county. Kagwe will also explain to members on gene expert machines and their capacity to carry out COVID-19 tests. Patrick Amimo, KTN News.
Well, of course, more details later on in the course of the day through our parliamentary reporter Patrick Amimo on that particular sitting where CS Mutahi Kagwe